Dan Willis here, and we're talking about Sunrise Credit Services. Now, this is an independent third-party debt collection agency with over 600 employees, and they're headquartered in Farmingdale, New York. They'll service and collect upon debt nationwide and across a variety of industries, including financial services, telecommunications, defaulted student loans, charge-off debt, and more. They're what in addition, they're what the industry calls a late-stage debt collector or a junk debt buyer, meaning they may have purchased the rights to your debt from yet another debt collector. The first item on our agenda here is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, FDCPA. This is federal legislation passed intended to regulate the debt collection industry. And in short, it says debt collectors are required to be honest, straightforward, upfront, not deceptive, in addition to giving you that modicum of respect and dignity that every human being deserves. And yes, the FDCPA is violated virtually every single day, just like our drug laws in this country. If you'd like some help, you can get a free credit consultation by calling toll-free 1-877-418-7596. Now, will paying off Sunrise Collections help and improve your credit score? Most folks believe that, and it makes sense. It's logical, but the answer is no. If that's the only thing you do is just pay off debt in collections, the only thing that's going to happen is a change in the status of that item on your credit report. It's going to go from an unpaid collection to a paid collection. A paid collection on your credit report is still a negative, damaging, derogatory item that's virtually guaranteed to lower your credit score. Anthony Spraub, a spokesman for FICO, says collections on your credit report can damage and drag your score down by as much as 100 points. You see, the key to fixing your credit is to remove these dings, these blemishes, these negative items from your credit report, because these negative items are what's damaging and dragging it down. And for some folks, after first performing the necessary due diligence, which we're sharing here and in the next video, so of course subscribe and join our congregation, but after first performing the necessary due diligence, they may discover that it's in their interest and their credit's interest and their credit score's interest to pay off collections, because that can, and when done properly, can be an efficient and effective way to clean up your credit report. And if you'd like some help, you can get a free credit consultation by calling toll-free 1-877-418-7596. Now, collection methods. Let's talk about what Sunrise Credit Services can do legally to collect this debt, their methods and their tactics. In addition to those phone calls, in addition to those letters, they're going to report negative information on your credit report. And on top of that, it's very likely, especially as a late stage junk debt collector, that they will rapidly inflate your total balance with high interest fees and, believe it or not, even collection fees. Yes, they can legally charge you collection fees, and these aren't just nickel and dime fees. These can be very substantial, significant amounts. If they're unable to collect payment, they have two options. Either one, they can sell your account and the rights to collect your account to yet another debt collector. This new debt collector, of course, is going to start calling you, sending you threatening letters, demanding letters, and they're going to report more negative information on your credit report. And alternatively, and it's most likely, especially when you're dealing with late-stage junk debt collectors, that Sunrise Credit Services will file a civil lawsuit against you, as in they'll sue you in a civil court for repayment of this debt. Their goal is to win a judgment against you, because then they've really got you by the short and curlies. Every law is unique, every state law, depending on where you live. Judgments can result in wage garnishment, liens being placed against you and or your property, and potentially even asset seizure. Not to mention, if you get slapped with a judgment on your credit report, that will absolutely and overnight just tank your overall credit score. I mean, it will just put a real dent in your credit worthiness, to be real nice about it. If you'd like some help, you can get a free credit consultation by calling toll-free 1-877-418-7596. Now, the first step for every consumer dealing with any debt collector is to first request debt validation on your account. This is your right as a consumer under the excuse us, the FDCPA, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. And essentially, when we request validation on our debt, we're saying, hey, Sunrise Credit Services, you first prove this is my debt, everything's legit, everything's on the level. After all, we didn't do business directly with Sunrise Credit Services. They just showed up one day demanding that we pay them money. It's most effective if you make this request in writing and send it using certified mail with return receipt requested. That way you'll have evidence that you made that request and that they received it. You see, they're required to respond by providing you with the paperwork, the documents, and the evidence that proves, yes, this is your debt. If they fail to validate your debt for any reason, then in accordance with the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, that debt is legally forgiven. Moreover, they're supposed to contact all three of the credit bureaus to have them remove that collection listing from your credit report because that's damaging and dragging your credit score down. If you'd like some help, you can get a free credit consultation by calling toll-free 1-877-418-7596. Now, if your account is validated, our next step is to look at the statute of limitations. And in this paperwork that they send you to validate your debt, we want to review it in detail because we're looking for your last date of account activity. Specifically, we're talking about the statute of limitations in this step, and that is a state law and it does vary. So of course, for full details, investigate your local listings. But what this law says, this says exactly how long you're legally responsible for repayment of a debt. And contrary to popular belief, it ain't forever. Often, it's about 7 years from that last date of account activity. Once this time window runs out, once this time window runs out and expires, then in accordance with the statute of limitations, that debt is legally forgiven, as in you're no longer legally responsible for payment. And beware, this applies to the overwhelming majority of types of consumer debt, from healthcare to credit cards to charge-off debt to telecommunications, retail, and so many more. The few exceptions are defaulted federal student loans and federal income taxes. Everything else is governed and regulated under the statute of limitations. And beware, and a big warning, debt collectors, and especially late stage and junk debt collectors, are notorious for re-aging consumer accounts, and this is often done illegally and for obvious purposes so they can continue to attempt to collect payment from you. If you'd like some help, you can get a free credit consultation by calling toll-free 1-877-418-7596. Again, that's for a free credit consultation, and the toll-free phone number is 1-877-418-7596. This is Dan Willis. We're going to include a link in the description below over to an article on our website for the full story. We also have a free report available there, the 7 proven ways to boost your credit score. And of course, subscribe and join our congregation, because coming up next, we're going to be talking about how to negotiate a settlement and pay off this Sunrise Credit Services collection listing and then get it off of your credit report. So of course, subscribe and join our congregation and have a fantastic day. Looking forward to talking to you again here soon.